Can I pick up on one important aspect of this, which Moncef actually touched on in his answer to an earlier question as well, which is the value of sharing information about studies that fail. And you know, we don't live in a society that tends to reward failure, and certainly if you're a drug company with a product, you may not want to focus on the things that haven't worked, and certainly academia doesn't, you know, reward its faculty for the things they do that don't work, and the majority of failed studies don't get published. It's the successful ones that do, but that information about what doesn't work is critically important if we want to focus on how do we actually make the best use of the scientific knowledge that's available, and how do we help speed the development process. And it is true that at the present time, for legal reasons, the FDA can't make available information about why we don't approve products. And it is true that there is a lot of time and money that is wasted in research being done, products being developed that ultimately will be unsuccessful because they don't work. And I think the more we can really work together to make that kind of information available and really learn from experience in critical ways, that there is a common good for everyone, and that common good is helping to move product development forward in the most efficient ways possible. And even though one company may have to sort of give up important information that they might have held close before in sharing what didn't work, they'll benefit from other companies sharing that information as well. So I think this is something that we can work on together now that will make a difference.
Ken, do you agree?
There's an important scientific underpinning to what Peggy says. We as clinicians would often observe clinical trials that failed, in which we would say, gee, there was a patient or a group of patients who had a remarkable response. And having been clinicians for so long, we'd say, you know, that schizophrenic just doesn't get better. And there was a remarkable improvement, but yet the drug wasn't approved. So what we're learning now, excuse me, from genomics is that these diseases that we thought were going to be simple, few genes that were risk genes that predicted this disease, isn't at all the case. That these diseases are complex, and they're what we may call schizophrenia, or even Alzheimer's disease could have many different causes. It's just like there are many different causes of what are lung cancer. So what we now need to do is go back to those trials, identify those people who are great responders, but do it from a genomic perspective that would generate a biomarker that would say, if we have those people with this marker, we can go back, do a study with just those kind of patients with that marker, and then we'll get an approval and we can help those people. So this is a reflection of the heterogeneity of the very important and large diseases that we have that are really very complex, but which genomics is going to give us a key to some new approaches.